Yeah, I'm going to let Melissa start off because this has really been her baby. She's been creating this group for the last 6 years, and give you a bit of background about what her background is with the law of attraction, maybe some of the things that she's been able to successfully use manifestation to bring into her life. And then we're going to deep dive into three questions, which are the three most common mistakes that we see people making as they start to get the law of attraction working in their life. So, yeah, Melissa, tell us how you started this group and how you grew it to such an amazingly big community here on Facebook.
Yes. So it was about 14 years ago that I was struggling in every area of my life. And I did a 2-year self-help binge to try to understand what it was that happy people knew, how to, make my life better. And I discovered The Secret and could not put the book down. I was wide awake. I was excited for my life. I finally understood what had been happening and why and what I could do now. So I started to apply the teachings of the law of attraction. I had a super fun time with it. I got to tell you, I was like super silly and like super into it. I was like having so much fun and feeling so alive. And that energy and feeling and applying the teaching just changed my experience of this life. And the most beautiful thing that came to me through it all was just how I felt. Like how I felt about myself and life and, everything I could experience and everything that I could intend. So I had put into practice attracting my husband into my life. And I would just make a list of like everything I wanted in a husband. And then I would just be like, yay, thank you. I know he's coming. Like I was super excited about it and jazzed.
Mhm.
Um, he came into my life. We've been together 11 years now. Super excited and blessed. I've seen so many dreams come true. I've manifested the life that I love, exactly what I had intended. It's worked in so many different areas for me. I manifested my dream of owning a small restaurant. We had it for a couple of years. And then I decided to dream a new dream, and that came true. So, it's just really been such a beautiful experience. So that brings me to 6 years ago. I was so excited for everything that had happened in my life. And I just thought, gosh, there's probably people out there like me that were hurting and struggling in life and not understanding why or how to make it better. So
Mhm.
I wanted to start the group to share that, and it started with family and friends. Bless you all that are still here. And it grew from there. Like I was like, love attraction, love attraction. Like I was so excited about it. You want to tell everybody, right? Like so the group just grew and grew. I manifested, really wanting to just reach people and share this knowledge and excitement of, our the power within us that if you don't know it's there, the law of attraction had been working in my life before I knew about it. I had been on a cycle of negative thought patterns and stuff like that had manifested, experiences in my life. And looking back, I could understand that after I knew about the law of attraction, and I could switch that to drawing what I wanted to experience, the life I wanted to live and really be happy and joyful and living in that state of gratitude, like just excited for life. So I started the group and, we've grown and grown. I'm so glad you're all here. I love you all so much. I just send out so much love to you all. And no matter where you're at in your journey, we're here for you. And, connecting together, we can learn and grow together. And I'm thankful for everyone that shares so many exciting testimonies of how the law of attraction is working in their life, and for all the awesome law of attraction content that you're all sharing too. It's a blessing.
Mm.
So I had noticed we had grown, and I saw a growing need in the group, and I put out that intention to the universe for someone to come along and share some powerful stuff with the law of attraction to help those that were struggling
Mhm.
and hurting, and to help everyone in the group, to help us get that message out that the law of attraction can work for you and you can manifest the life you love. And so I put that out to the universe and released it and just kept having fun sharing in the group. And I'm so blessed, Gareth, and the universe sent you along.
Mm,
So we were able to connect, and it just flowed, and it's such a blessing. It's so exciting when you put out that intention and you manifest exactly what you've intended and more. Like, I notice the universe oftentimes blesses us with more, right?
mm,
So,
yes.
I've loved the flow and the energy in the group that has grown from our co-creating, and I'm super excited for this challenge. So that's what got us to where we are today here on this live.
Sweet. Such an amazing story. And when you unpack some of that stuff, it's going to be evident what you were doing in those moments that got the law of attraction to work for you. And where some people get stuck as we start to unpack the three areas or mistakes that people sometimes make when they're starting to learn about the law of attraction. But two things that came up for me, three things actually. First of all, the law of attraction is a law. It's one of the universal laws, and you don't have to believe in it for it to be working or not. It's working. It's there whether you believe in it or not. And I think this is the part of the group that we're trying to really help people to understand, that you're able to harness this law if you can understand how it works. Much like if I drop the lid of this water bottle now, I don't have to believe in gravity, but this is going to land on my lap if this is how it works. And so once we understand that it's working, whether we believe in it or not, you then start to pay attention that it becomes important to learn how to harness the law and be able to stay aligned to it. And two of the things that you said in your introduction there were you were having fun. That is one of the things that, and this is the beauty of the law of attraction that gets me so excited, is it's like the more you are aligned and thinking good thoughts and in a positive way and being good to yourself, that's when the law of attraction is working for you even more. And so it really is so magical. So fun is a very important component of getting the law of attraction to work in your life. And if you're following how we're teaching law of attraction in this group using this analogy of the factory, you placing an order with the factory, and the factory is this analogy that we're using for the universe or for this global law of manifestation, and you pay for your orders. Let's say, for example, Melissa placed an order with the factory for her ideal partner, her husband, to show up in her life. And then what she did was she started having fun, and then you were believing. You knew it was coming. So you just released it and let it go. And belief, that's what we're teaching, is the currency that you use to pay for your orders with belief. As soon as you believe that your ideal partner, that your ideal job, that your $100,000 or your new job, whatever it is that you're looking for, shows up in your life when you pay for it with belief. So those three things stood out for me, and it's really interesting to see how you use those words, and that is it's the essence of understanding the law of attraction and getting it to work in your life. So good. So we are going to quickly unpack three common mistakes that people make when they are starting out on the law of attraction. For those of you that are already solid practitioners, you may know some of this stuff. I'm sure you'll pick up a couple of other things. But really, for those of you that are maybe understanding the law of attraction, but not consistently getting it to work, or you've managed to get one or two things to work, but then not other things, this is going to be super rich for you. So the first one is the law of attraction is not really working for me. So how do we feel about that? Like, do you see that coming up? And what's a way to be able to get around this idea that I know there's something here, but it's just not working for me?
Yeah, so that is a huge mistake or misconception that people have, and I see it often in posts pending coming through the group, like either how do I get this to work, or it's not working, somebody help. And giving up is the biggest mistake. Giving up before you fully understand how the law of attraction works, and what that law, everything that's included in that law of attraction working in your life. Like Gareth said, it's already working. So if you say this isn't working, you're confirming to the universe, I'm not going to manifest what I want. You're putting that out. And so the universe says, okay, it's not going to work for you. But you just use the law of attraction to confirm your inner thought and belief. And that's where the power is getting to understand how it really works. If you want to apply it in your life, to use it for your best interest and to manifest things you desire your life to be. So, first we have to get knowledge and understanding. And that's what will be awesome about this challenge. You'll be able to fully understand, how the law of attraction can work. And plus, with the units tab in the group, there's multiple ways to get multiple resources to learn how to apply the teachings to
Mm-hmm.
use them for your best interest.
Yeah. So the answer to the question is the law of attraction isn't working is a bit like saying gravity's not working. Just because
Yes.
I keep falling down, it's not like you just haven't mastered how to walk on your 2 feet properly first. This is the nature of law of attraction. And so, yeah, we've got a whole lot of step-by-step guide that you can go through, a whole lot of content right in this group. If you click on the units tab, the units are laid out into law of attraction basics. It's got specific categories. So if you're getting stuck and you're one of those people that's like, this is not working for me, it is working. It's just that you haven't managed to master the way to be able to get it to work for you in the way that you want. And so, yeah, the second one is people decide what they want. I want to bring $100,000 into my life. But then I find myself in some sort of hustle. So the second challenge that people have is they don't let go and start to believe. Is that a good statement to make? Like, how do you see that as a potential stumbling block for somebody, not letting go of an old story or something like that?
Yeah, so that's a definite other thing that comes up for people as, okay, they're saying to themselves, I'm thinking, I'm feeling, I'm putting that energy out there. So why am I still struggling? Why am I still struggling to see what I want to come into my life? And the reason can be oftentimes that there is an old story on replay in your brain that you haven't released, and some limiting thoughts that may be so deep in there in the subconscious that you don't even realize they're there, but the universe brings situations to bring those to light. And for you to be able to see it, feel it, heal it, and sometimes just in recognizing that there's a limiting belief, and where it stems from, you can release it. It can be that easy. I know that was true in my experience in the early part of practicing the teachings of the law of attraction. Sometimes a thought would come up and you may dismiss it or push it away because you only want to think positive. But sometimes those thoughts come up, and just acknowledging that they're there, seeing where they stem from, and releasing them, and making a new thought pattern is where you can start to see the law of attraction and your real belief and faith grow. Like you're going to feel it even stronger. So you're tuning in more to that frequency of the frequency you want to be on to see the law of attraction work in your life for you.
So good. So good. I've seen that exact question showing up in this group. It's like,
Yeah.
I keep having these negative thoughts. How do I get rid of them? There's a really interesting Buddhist saying that says, what you resist persists.
Yes.
The thing that you're trying to push away ends up coming back because you're giving it more attention. And this is not about not having negative thoughts. It's about being aware of your thoughts. And when you notice them, just look at them in an unjudging way. Don't judge them as good or bad. Just notice that they're there and realize that there's another really important saying that says, what got you here won't get you there. So if you're looking to improve the financial situation in your life, the law of attraction is a function of identifying your thoughts so that you can change your thoughts in order to get things that you want into your life. And so what got you here, the place where you might be up to your eyeballs in debt or manifesting relationship patterns that don't serve you, basically, if you continue with those things, what got you here is not going to get you to the ideal place where you are financially free. So you need to make sure that you're observing your thoughts. When you notice the thought coming up and you are aware that, for example, you are thinking a thought about debt and you're feeling contraction in your body because money feels like it's getting the better of you at the moment, it's not to shame it. It's to be aware of it and to take a breath and to go through some of the teachings that we teach you as a way to read your perfect day, jump onto your order board, look at your vision board, find a place to be grateful for the things that you have already. And then you're just slowly starting to let that old story disappear. As you have these positive thoughts, you lay a new story on top of it. And that's really the process of letting go of these old stories as a way to be able to make space for new stories. We also talk about this in the group. It's called decluttering. If you want more money to come in, you need to make sure that you've decluttered your financial affairs so that there's space to come in, that you don't have like this big dragon of bills to pay. You're not quite sure how much money is in my account. Like, you need to make sure that stuff is super clear and decluttered, and you can let go of that stuff to make space for the new story to come in. So yeah, that's a really, really good point. Thank you. The third step is lacking clarity. Quite often people say, I want money in my life, or I want my ideal partner. Melissa alluded to exactly the level of clarity she went to with the order that she placed for her husband. But give us a little bit more information about clarity and the important role that it plays, or the mistake that people make by not getting clear on what it is that they want.
Yeah, so I think that for me and my experience, it was, getting super clear about what I wanted the perfect partner for me to be like, what qualities, what characteristics, what morals, values, everything, very detailed.
Mm-hmm.
What I wanted to have in the perfect person for me to spend my life with. And I'm so blessed because honestly, every single one on the list came true. And he has supported me to make my dreams come true. So, that's what getting clear can do. If you place an order, we've talked about this on the other live, you wouldn't ask for just, oh, send me a random hot car. You would be specific. Like, you'd place your order and put specifics and details. And I would imagine how it felt to drive the Camaro before I got it. Like, and the Camaro came to me. Like, so really getting detailed and clear about what it is you really want. How's that going to feel? How's your spirit going to feel? How's it going to feel to have your dream come true and what you're asking for? And that puts that energy out there as you imagine, and you can feel it. And so you're not just thinking it, you're feeling it. And that the universe responds to that, right? And so we want to be clear what we want. We're not going to say, I just want to be rich. Well, what is rich to you? It's going to be different than to me.
Exactly.
So,
Yes.
we got to get clear, like put that number out there, and writing, or writing was powerful for me. I think written and spoken word is so powerful, and that's a power we don't realize we have. Um, and the law of attraction responds to that for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, that level of clarity is something I see with my coaching clients quite a lot. People will say, yeah, I'm just unhappy in my life. And I'll say, okay, how do you want your life to look? And they'll say something like better, or I want to be happier. And it's like, come on, if you were going to go on a holiday, you wouldn't just say, I want to go on holiday. It would be like, do you want to go local? Do you want to go international? What are you going to pack? How are you going to get there? Where are you going to stay? Are you taking the kids? Like, there's a whole lot of stuff you'd planned before a holiday. But when people come to me and they're like, oh, my life's not the best. Cool. What do you want it to look like? I'm not just better. Come on, like, make a plan. Be very clear about what it is that you want. The money one is a great example. I want to be rich. Or even when you get specific about what it is that you want, another layer of manifestation and getting the law of attraction to work is to be specific about the amount of money that you want. I want $1 million to show up in my life so that I can spend 500 grand on my new house. I can put 250 grand away for my kids' education, and I can have 250 grand buffer. The factory understands super clear, direct orders. And once you have a plan for money, or for whatever order it is that you have, it starts to show up because it knows that you're a good custodian of money. And what happens is, if you are good with money, it sends you money. And that's how it works. And so I see a lot of people in this group. We put a poll out a little while ago to say, what do you want us to teach you about? And everybody's keen on getting more money. It seems to be one of the necessary evils, in inverted commas, of the world. But it's not even an evil thing. It's that many of us have an old story about money that we haven't managed to let go of yet, but we want more money, and we somehow think that just understanding about law of attraction, or saying I want more money, without recognizing and releasing that old story, really gives you the ability to bring in a new story. There is more than enough wealth and financial flow on this planet for all of us. It's just that for many of us, and sometimes from a place of love, we've been taught that money is the root of all evil. Money doesn't grow on trees. We don't have enough money to buy these things. And quite often those become, as Melissa said earlier, these underlying narratives, these limiting beliefs that we can say, I really want to get more money, and I want it to be $1 million, and I've done all the work, and I'm paying for it with belief, and I'm thinking positive thoughts. But there's this underlying vibration of like, not enough, or that money is the root of all evil. And if you're not able to recognize that and release it, you're going to battle to bring financial flow into your life. So yeah, thank you so much for unpacking those. So yeah, for those of you that just joined us, let us know where you are from in the comments below. Let us know what your challenges have been with getting the law of attraction to work in your life. And we'll continue creating content based on whatever we see as a need in this group to help support you. And so if you've just joined us, the 3 mistakes that we just unpacked, go back to the beginning of the live stream. You can watch this again. In the units tab that we spoke about earlier, there's a thing called weekly live streams. And maybe you just want to reiterate what those 3 things are again, Melissa.
Yeah, so the 3 things that we spoke about are a lot of mistakes people make are, one is giving up before you fully understand how the law of attraction works. It's always working. It's always working in our lives, just like the law of gravity. But to get it to work for you, for your good, for what you're desiring to manifest, we have to fully understand. And don't give up before you fully understand and apply it in your life. The other is not releasing the old story, like what was programmed in your brain from childhood up till now. You've gathered information and you've stored it in there, and that old thought patterns, some of them don't serve you. Some of them don't serve what you want to manifest. If you have limiting beliefs and blocks and things you need to release, we can't be open to receive until we release the old that's not serving us. So if we want to be open to receive, we've got to let that go. And that could be part of your story that you've been playing for yourself. I never get what I want. I know. So we talked about, just releasing that and claiming your new story, affirming your new story. Also getting clear about what you want. We talked about how, the analogy of the factory, you don't just say, send me a hot car. You put in an order and you want the steering wheel to be like this and the interior and the exterior colors to be like that. So you want to get super clear and imagine how you're going to feel with what you're asking for when you're placing your order, so that you get your dreams come true.
Exactly. So what we were busy launching all of this week, this is the second out of a series of live streams that we're going to be doing this week, promoting a program called LOA Pregame, which starts on Monday next week, Monday the 10th of August. And I want to quickly tell you what a pregame is. You've heard this word story mentioned quite a few times in this live stream as well as in this group, because the law of attraction is based on stories. Our human experience is based on the stories that we tell ourselves. And when we say let go of a story, what we're saying is that you have some story that's got you to a place in your life where things look the way they do in your life because of the stories that you've told yourself. And that when you change those stories, you have the ability to change your reality. And the law of attraction works in relationship to these stories. So I want to just tell you a quick story. Imagine we were creating the latest James Bond movie today, and we were casting James Bond. And what we did is we found Timothy Dalton, the original James Bond from 77 years ago, to be our lead for James Bond. Like this, what got us here is not going to get us there. It's time for us to change the story and to recast a new James Bond that looks a little bit more modern, that's maybe a little bit more buff, that is a little bit more aligned to the times. James Bond has carried on as a narrative throughout the times, but they've continually cast new lead actors in their story to get them to the next phase of this ongoing story and this ongoing series of movies. And so what we're asking you to do is to look at your life as a James Bond movie and say, maybe it's time to shake things up a little bit and recast the lead actor in your movie by rewriting the story. And so what we're helping you to do in our free 7-day challenge next week is to give you the opportunity to rewrite the story of how you want your life to look. And we've got a very simple process to do that using something called the My Perfect Day exercise. The 7-day challenge starts next week. And we've already got over 40 people signed up to join us, which is super exciting.
Yes.
Yeah. And we're hoping that there's going to be a lot more of you. To go on a 7-day journey with us, we're going to be doing a 10-minute live stream in this group every single day. You'll watch a video transmission. You get access to a digital workbook that runs on your laptop or on your phone. And then you're going to spend 10 minutes after watching the video writing a specific part of your story, which is really going to be your perfect day. And when we come back to the ordering of the Camaro analogy that Melissa had, this is you getting very, very specific about all the components of your life that you want, writing it into a new story. So we've called it LOA pregame, because the pregame is like writing the script before you do your movie. And so many of us don't take the time. We live in this movie on a day-to-day basis, but we haven't taken time to be intentional and to write our script. Mm-hmm. And so we end up having a James Bond movie with a James Bond character that's maybe a little bit tired. And we have the chance to change that in every moment, to rewrite the opportunity for ourselves to have a slightly different human experience by rewriting our story. So the LOA pregame is already linked in the description of this live stream. It's also available at livemoreperfectdays.com/LOA pregame. Go there, enter in your email address. There's a series of emails that are going to get you set up with the digital workbook that you need that runs on your phone. Every single day, there's a card that links directly to the lesson with some prompts that'll help you rewrite your story. And at the end of the week, you'll have a full plan for your life called the My Perfect Day system. We also have a community communication app called Telegram, where you have direct access to the people that are on this challenge with you directly, as well as the support in this group. And we're really excited to launch this program called the LOA pregame, and we're excited to see you there.
Yes, super exciting. Yes, definitely. Pregame is so fun, right? Like,
yeah.
And it's such a powerful experience. So thank you so much for, making this available for all of us. This is such a gift for everyone to, get clear and have the steps to create and design their perfect day and life. This is a valuable lesson for all of us to grow and learn through together, and understand how to apply the teachings of the law of attraction in your life and make it work for you. It's very exciting. I'm super excited.
Yeah, if you missed yesterday's live stream, you can check that out. Also in the units tab, everything's happening in the units tab. So take a look there. Yesterday, I explained exactly how I created my perfect day before I even knew how law of attraction worked. I wrote down this exercise, created a perfect day for my life, and filed it away. I honestly legit forgot about it. And 15 years later, I was sitting on a beach in India after making a decision. Seemingly coincidentally, I just decided to go traveling. And I read my perfect day, having not even looked at it for 15 years. And my world that I experienced around me as I was living in India at that time was exactly as I'd written it down. And so once you take the time to create a script for your life by doing this pregame and creating a perfect day exercise, you're really going to start to see your world change and show up differently in your world. And from there, we're going to give you a step-by-step plan of how you can move forward with additional tools to understand the law of attraction, including this factory analogy, including how you pay for your orders with belief. We break that down into 4 simple components and give you some tools that you can install in your life to make the law of attraction work for you consistently. Because as we said at the beginning of this, it's working in your life whether you believe it or not. At some point, I didn't realize it was working, and I looked around my life and I wasn't happy. I then went and made some conscious choices to change my life. But when I look back, I'm like, it makes sense now why I was so unhappy. I was living in a continual hustle of having to work and having to go out there. And I thought that the world existed in a way of competition where businesses were continually competing with one another. When that became my story, that became my world, I continually attracted those things into my life. And at the time, I didn't know it. I had no idea. I just thought that's how the world was.
Yeah.
Now I live in a world where I believe in collaboration, that money flows easily to me, that the universe is conspiring to make sure that I am set up for success. Like, there is no other way for me to exist in this world other than in complete flow. And where I feel myself being concerned about money, I don't shame myself. I take a breath, breathe into it, recognize that story, and then carry on with my day, truly believing that the financial goals that I've placed or whatever orders I've placed are going to show up in my world. So super excited to have you here. Thank you for joining us on this live stream.
Yes, thank you.
livemoreperfectdays.com/LOA for law of attraction, LOA pregame. It's also linked in the description here. If you're listening to this on the podcast, it'll be in the show notes. We can't wait to see you next Monday. It's going to be amazing. Melissa, thank you for everything you've done in this group, for attracting me into your life. I also attracted you into my life. It was just this beautiful synchronicity, and celebrate that every day. So thank you for everything you're doing here in this community.
Thank you, Gareth. You're a huge blessing to us all. Thank you.
Much love, everybody. We'll be back here tomorrow with another live stream, but get signed up for the LOA pregame, and we'll see you next Monday. Ciao.
Bye.
Ciao.